Hi crafters, this is Cindy B from mrsbscraftroom.blogspot.com here with the video project 3 in my video series. Today we'll be making a page layout using George and Basic Shapes and Sports Mania. So let's get started. I'm going to select a 12 by 12 mat, and I'm going to use the 12 by 12 mat as my background for my layout. So I'm going to be adding pieces to this first layer, creating my layout almost as if it's a sketch, and then I'll show you what I do in order to actually cut out each of those pieces. So first I'm going to go to George and Basic Shapes. Now I already have a sketch in mind, but you could use this technique if you were using a sketch, a sketch map or something that you have. So I'm going to go to George and Basic Shapes and select a circle. So I'll bring that back to the mat, and I'm going to enlarge that circle. I'm just going to enlarge it. What I'm going to do is create two circles, and I want them to cut as if they're hanging off the mat. One of the new features with this gypsy version is that I can cut a circle. If I move this down, it will go down to the edge of the mat, and it will only cut the portion that is reflected on the mat. So what I'm able to do is cut a circle, just a partial piece of a circle from a piece of 12 by 12 paper. So I'm going to then copy that. So go to my Advanced tab and use the copy feature. And I'm going to now reduce that one in size. I'm going to put one at the top of the page, but I don't want it to be quite as large. So there we go. There we go. So there I have the first basis of my layout, the two circles. Then I'm going to add rectangles to the page. So I'm going to go to George and Basic Shapes again and just select a rectangle. And I'm going, because I had the circle highlighted in blue when I selected the rectangle, they came in linked together, and they came in at the same size. So what I'm going to do is unlink those two by going to my Basic tab and selecting the Ungroup button. Now I can move that rectangle independently of the circle. So I'm going to go ahead and enlarge that a little bit. There we go. Oh, let's see. And that's going to be the mat piece. And I think I'm going to move that circle down a little bit. Okay, so I want to, and this is certainly your preference on how you design your pages, but I just kind of eyeball it and think, okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to angle that particular mat. I want it to, whoop, wrong way. So I'm going to go to the Advanced tab and use the turning feature, and I'm going to turn the mat at an angle that I think I like. There we go. Okay, so now we have that, and I'm going to make another rectangle to go inside there for the actual photo to be layered on too. So I'm going to hit the copy feature. Now I've got two rectangles, and I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller so it layers inside of that mat. Let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Actually, I think what I want to do is make the right side of the rectangle a little bit thinner so that I have room to put a banner from Sports Mania cartridge on here. So what I'm going to do is go back to the Basics tab, unlink the ratio button, and using the width key, I'm going to decrease the width. So that way when I have this cut out, you can see there the little side. If I can zoom in, it'd probably get worse. But the little side here is a little bit wider for the banner to go that I'm going to create. Okay, so now I'm going to go to, so let's create the banner. I'm going to go to Sports Mania. Okay, there we go. Now, Sports Mania has got a border feature, so I'm going to select the border feature. And then under the border feature, there is this pennant selection. So I'm going to select that pennant. Now I'm going to bring that over, and of course I want my pennant to go lengthwise down the rectangle, so I'll have to turn that. So I'm going to hit the Advanced tab, the turning key, and I'm going to turn those three pennants on their side. I'm going to take them down here to the bottom and kind of line them up. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this so I can get a better view of what I'm working on here. Now I'm going to copy that pennant. Okay, so I'm going to copy it, and I'm probably going to need about 3 or 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy all of them at one time. And I'm going to start dragging those up and linking those together. Oh goodness. Doesn't want me to touch them. Okay, let's see if we can get back in there. All right, so now I've got those linked together. I really want them to be close to each other. So I can weld them from creating this border. So I'm going to, okay, so let's start at the bottom. Now I'm going to go back to the basic tab and do the group feature. Then I'm going to group that one, but I want to move it a little bit. Whoop. And that one needs to be moved. So basically what I want to do is cut out one long banner. So I'm going to go to the group feature, group, and then close my group out. Now when I move my, I grouped it all together. Let's ungroup it. We're going to hit the group feature, hit group, and close the group out. Now I should be able to move that banner independently. There we go. All right, that's what I wanted. Now I also want to be able to weld it. So if I weld it and then do the eyeball, we'll see that it all cuts out as one long piece. And that's what we wanted. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do on this banner is do a hide contour feature. And I should have done that before I welded them together, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and do it individually. When you highlight it and then select the hide contour feature, I want to take out each individual piece here. There we go. We'll just go through.